Let's jump right in, shall we? With Rob. He's a man for all seasons.
Winter.
Oh. Ooh. Oh, that makes me shiver. Oh, it's actually kind of cold in the office/bar. And I don't believe in I've got an orvum, an earworm in English, though I've never heard anybody use that word in English. Earworm, it's a melody or song that keeps repeating in your skull, keeps bouncing around in your thick skull. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. It just won't get out of my head. It's like the thoughts of money that keep going round and round in your head. Bitcoin crashed, maybe it's crashing again. But you're not panicking, right? No, you do not panic because you're wise enough to know that money will not solve your problems. It can make you more attractive, especially when your youth fades. Sure it can, if you have enough of it. And I suppose if your life is empty, but money, come on. It doesn't make your world go round, right? But this is Irving Marmaduke Wright, and you're listening to the Dispatch Podcast, your weekly update on what's been happening on our little spinning ball. Woo! Litecoin is more like silver than silver. Oh, yeah. But first, it's effing over, baby. I spoke on the telephone this week with an old friend in Destino. An old guy, an old fuck, as George Carlin would say. And he said, yeah, he kind of talks like Nick Cave, or how I imagine Nick Cave talks. I have no idea what his voice is like, really, except in his music. He said to me, Marmaduke, let me tell you something. Trump trumps Trump. Trump trumps everything, Marmaduke. And the government, or the system, as you say, has used Trump to take away what little remaining freedom we still enjoyed. Nobody could possibly hate us because of our freedoms anymore. What was the protest at the Capitol but an expression of freedom? Name me another country in the world where the police and security forces would allow people inside its seat of power to protest. I can't think of a single one, Marmaduke. But instead of celebrating it, holding it up is one of our republic's greatest strengths, namely a symbol of freedom. Our government characterized the protest as insurrection. This country is over, Marmaduke. Just stick a fork in it and throw it on a plate for the jackals to pick at. Yeah, that's what that old fuck said to me. I don't know. Do you believe what's playing on the screen? The screen is reality. Is this reality? Where we are right now? And why are there so many National Guard members in D.C.? Is it to prevent another staged insurrection? Can I even say that nowadays? I'm almost fearful of saying anything that's, not in line. Or are protesters going to be escorted into the Capitol building again by the Guard this time? Trump trumps Trump. I like that. Some people are still saying that the National Guard is there to arrest Biden or Congress or just everyone. They're just going to arrest everyone in the U.S. Yeah, it's all part of President Donald John Trump's 5-dimensional chess game. There is so much lunacy out there, isn't there? Or maybe there's going to be a false flag so we can put our Domestic Terrorist Act trophy up on the mantle next to the Patriot Act one that we won back in 2001. Yeah, oh, that would be nice. 2 trophies. Well, let's just wait and see what the FBI has planned for us. But did you know that today's DC National Guard has more than 2,700 soldiers and airmen and was formed in 1802 by President Thomas Jefferson to defend the newly created District of Columbia. District of Columbia. Yes, the DC National Guard is the only National Guard unit that reports only to the president. I'm just throwing it out there. I want to incite people to think of some crazy things. No, don't worry. Nothing is going to happen. We can only hope that there isn't an incident next week that will cost us even more liberties and freedoms. It's so nuts how we construct our world. It's crazy. I remember, it makes me think of when I was in Nicaragua in 1988 when the Sandinistas were in power. Were you there? Probably not. It was, I remember how difficult it was when I returned to the U.S. after a few weeks there. I was on my way from LAX to my apartment in Santa Barbara. And I was just a kid who had never, been to a war zone. It was, or to a poor country. Actually, that was my first trip outside of the U.S. And on that drive to Santa Barbara from the airport, we were passing so much stuff, so much material waste. It's just so much opulence. And at the time in Nicaragua, there were only, I think, 3 elevators in the whole country, if I remember correctly. Pardon me if I'm mistaken. But and 2 of those elevators were in the Interconti, the big hotel in Managua. God, yeah. It's almost precious that I wept like a little boy who had lost his favorite toy on that ride home. I must have had a heart back then. But let's talk about something else. I was going to tell you about Bitcoin and Litecoin, how it compares to gold and silver and the ratios. Gold silver ratio is currently around 74-1. The average ratio in the 20th century was 47-1. This century, it's been around 60-1. Good time to buy silver, maybe not, blah, blah, blah. And, the ratio between Bitcoin and Litecoin, 257-1. But what I found, the reason I thought that Litecoin is more like silver than silver, this is what really, this is something that was really new for me, is that there will be 4 times as many Litecoins as Bitcoins, when all have been mined, when all the Litecoins and all the Bitcoins have been mined. Whereas if you take gold that's been mined, there's about 10 times the amount of gold that's been mined than silver. Isn't that amazing? I had always assumed that there was much more silver above ground than gold, but absolutely reverse. The things you learn. And, well, I mean, if the Litecoin ratio goes to 4-1, oh my God, watch out. I would be happy with the few Litecoin I have. But that's, I just like learning things sometimes. But on to our ass hat of the week. It's been a strange week. I found out for sure I'm losing my office/bar. It's going to be just 3 more dispatches from here, and then I have to find a new bar, unfortunately. So the asshat this week is 80-year-old Nancy Patricia Pelosi, Miss Insane herself and Speaker of the United States House of Representatives. So she has been a Congress critter representing San Francisco and its environs for over 33 years, since 1987. So she's been pro-war, pro-Patriot Act, pro-wiretapping U.S. citizens, and definitely, as we just saw this week, she's now a pro at impeaching President Donald John Trump for willfully inciting violence against the government of the United States. Yes, bravo. Way to go, asshat Nancy. Keep ripping the country apart and make sure the divide grows even deeper and wider, especially that divide between the rich and the poor. The middle class, is it even there anymore? Does it still exist? It's not like asshat Nancy cares. She's worth, well north of $100 million. Oh, that must be nice, Nancy. Well, I hope everyone in Destino is doing well. I hope wherever you are that things are going well for you. I hope you're, staying above water during this whole pandemic, that it's not killing you financially or crippling you mentally. I hope you have family and friends around, and that you're not alone. That's the most important thing in life, to have good people around. All right. Give lots of love to everybody. Be strong, Destino. Take care. Cheers.